Next up, at UFC Vegas 101, we have Jose Johnson taking on Felipe Bunes. I do have a bet on this fight, and I've got some pretty good odds. Yeah, Bunes. Jose Johnson, 16-9 in his entire career. He is 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that wrestle-heavy loss to Asu Almabayev. He's taking on Felipe Bunes, 13-7 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that TKO loss in his UFC debut. Jose Johnson is an insanely long Muay Thai striker, quite literally the longest flyweight ever in the history of the UFC, and he does use that length really well. He likes to come forward, control the center with some speed and range. Versatile striking, he'll use the teep clicks, he'll use that clinch work, fire those knees up from all the way a mile away, and some traditional boxing. He does not have very good takedown defense at all. Takedown offense, maybe a trip or two. But if he is taken down, he'll use the ridiculously long limbs and try to tie you up and make something happen. He is coming off of that loss to Asu Almabayev, where he had a few moments of grappling success where things looked a little close, but ultimately couldn't defend the takedowns, therefore did not win the fight. Taking on Felipe Bunes, a BJJ black belt with some slick submissions. He's always looking for something on the ground. He's pretty fast. He's got good transitions, good scrambles. He's not a BJJ nerd. He'll engage on the feet, and then he'll shoot actual proper adult man takedowns. He loves throwing straight rights. He loves throwing overhands. He'll transition from there into a takedown. If you take him down, he's going to be going crazy, prepared to defend a submission. He is coming off that loss to Josh Van in his UFC debut, where he had a pair of takedowns before getting finished. Jose Johnson is long. He is scary. He's got good jiu-jitsu, good striking, but he does not have good wrestling. He cannot defend takedowns. All of the losses in his career essentially are in some way or another related to not being able to defend takedowns. I think it is very plausible that Felipe comes in here, gets takedowns, and stays safe on top. I'm going to go as far as picking Felipe Bunes. I threw a half a unit on him at plus 175. He is now plus 160 unless you go to BetOpenly, so I got a little bit of value there. But I'm just going to trust the wrestling. And that's the breakdown. What do you think, Jakey Boom Balats? And what the hell were you laughing at? Guys, I'm typing as I'm talking. I'm going to fart again and see if you can hear this one. It's going to be a good one. 1 second. Let me get it loaded. This was Jacob. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Bet Sam said Jacob farted so hard it blew his eyebrows off.
I've nothing ever but nice to Sam. Like, you should hear what Angelo says about you, about how he talks about you and stuff. I'm always like, hey, listen, Sam's a friend, man. Sam's a great guy. I like Sam, right? Be honest. That was obviously a joke, but be honest. How many times have I told you I like Sam?
Yeah, you said he seems like a good dude.
Like a number.
But I don't shit on him. You make it sound like I shit on him.
No, I said that was a joke. But being seriously, I always say, like, I like Sam. Like, Sam's a great. I like it. Right. I like Sam. So
why don't you tell us about this fight?
Yeah, that was a pretty good breakdown. This is for me, this is kind of a weird breakdown, right? Because there's, when you're breaking down fights, there's X's and O's, there's numbers, there's analytical data, there's all sorts of stuff. And then sometimes you just kind of get a feeling, right? Kind of, might start like kind of back of the knee, and then it starts itching up, the back thigh area. And then
That's that last fart that dried out. Getting a little itchy, a little scratchy. Wetter than you thought it was going to be, but you're doing the show, so you let it dry out.
You're the one farting, Angelo. You're the one that
No, I'm
that.
here doing a breakdown, and you're vigorously passing gas. You're flatulent and just rustling around that ridiculous outfit to try to cover it up. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So sometimes you get a feeling while breaking down fights.
Sometimes you just get a feeling. When I watched that fight versus Joshua Van, what I didn't see was a quitter in Felipe Bunes. Now, he started getting beat up in the second round, but he was trying to fight through that. And obviously, Angela, you know more than anybody the way I was working, your dumbass, that sometimes the body shots, sometimes you can't help body shots, right? Some people have good chin. You can punch them in the face 1,000,000 times and they won't fucking budge. But you start eating those body shots and it really breaks you down. But I saw a man that was really trying to work through that situation. And everyone loves fucking Joshua Van. This guy won the first round versus Joshua Van. He was doing enough in the striking. He's a long-rangey striker himself. not as long as fucking Jose Johnson, but he is a long-ranging striker in his own right. Nice technical down the pipe. I'm surprised, honestly, the way that he strikes. That he doesn't have more. He doesn't have a single TKO or a knockout on his record because he strikes pretty well. Nice tight Muay Thai striking. But as Angelo mentioned, it should be the offensive wrestling. He got Joshua Vans in the ground. You saw Cody Durden, he showed how hard that is. He's able to get him to the ground, control him a little bit. As you mentioned, Jose Johnson kind of resorts to winning scrambles, and I think that's a tough ask versus a guy that's high level on the ground like Felipe Bunes. So Jose Johnson's probably going to, there might be some scrambles early to get out of situations, but, as long as Felipe Bunes doesn't gas, which he could, right? I think that he's going to, was that dramatic or that's pretty good?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be able to pull out this fight. Maybe a decision, maybe a late submission or something like that. But I just think as Andrew I think he just kind of out-wrestles him. But I haven't bet him yet. I probably will once we get to Vegas. But, it's kind of just, I just kind of got a feeling about Bunes. I think he's going to work hard. I think he felt bad about that. I think he's going to work hard for this one.
There you go. Jacob and I both on the same side. This is the second good size underdog on this card that we both agree on. Impressive stuff. Real impressive stuff. $8,600 in DraftKings Fantasy on the Jose Johnson side, $7,600 on the Felipe side. What I'll say is, whatever side you're on, they're probably worth the money. If Felipe wins this fight, it will be the takedowns, it will be the control, and that $7,600 is going to look good. If Jose wins this fight, maybe he does finish here. That insane reach, that insane length. Because if Jose wins this fight, that means he was not taken down over and over and over, or he was and managed to pull off a submission. So I think you just kind of got to pick your side here. I'm on the Bunes side. Jacob is on the Bunes side. I will spend that $7,600. Yeah, I actually tried instead of Bunes, and then I still got it wrong. So I watch if I give a shit. $7,600 in DraftKings Fantasy. I will have that. And if you want to have,
what's
access,
funny is I just correct you because that's how I say it. I don't even know if that's right. What's funny is I just assume that I'm the right one because you're always wrong on pronunciation. So if it's different than mine, I'm like, no, it's not how you say it. But I have no idea.
What is funny is, obviously we have to watch the tape study. You have to. How could you possibly break down a fight without watching the fight? So you hear their names announced many times over. And I still just pronounce it this stuff sometimes. No, I'll do all of it. Obviously, if I'm breaking down certain fighters, I've seen them a million times, doesn't matter. But I'll do all of it because I want to hear what they say. Well, the commentary. He's a this, he's a that, I'll watch the walkouts because they talk about them during the walkouts.
A lot of times I'll watch show and just watch, I'll have one screen on something that I can listen to and kind of watch in the background. And then as I'm watching a fight, I just, I trust, I don't need people telling me what's going on. I listen
for the little tidbits.
And I think that really is what kind of separates, the men from the boys, right? You need somebody telling you what's going on during a fight, and I'm just here, kind of understanding the ins and outs and the kind of language, and that's not the only language I know. I know Portuguese, I know Spanish, I know the language of love, right? And if there's any,
shut up. Got it. I listen not for what's happening in the fight because I have eyes. I listen for the random tidbits of so-and-so has this background, won these tournaments, did these those little facts.
You show me 7 seconds of somebody in a stance throwing one strike.
Sure.
I can tell you exactly who they are, what they've been, and what they will become.
You can unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and the tape index inside the data analyzer. Watch the fights yourselves. Do your own tape study. Do your own research. We give you access to everything. You want to copy-paste? Great. You want to do your own research? Well, great. For $10 a month, you have access to literally everything, and you don't have to go hunting. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top, or download the app in the App Store. We had a question about the Android app. We had an Android app. We pulled it. The way the login works on Android was wonky, so we got to revamp it and figure it out later. But nobody
thinks you're cool for it. Everybody that has an Android. Dude, I had an iPhone 4. I didn't have another iPhone until iPhone 10. I had Androids the entire time. Galaxies, the S6, the S6 Edge, all this stuff. And I thought, look at me. Guys, iPhone? No thanks. I love my widgets. I just thought I was the coolest person. Nobody gives a fuck. right? And everybody hates the person. It's getting better now, but everybody hates the person with the fucking Android. Grow the fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck you have an Android. Make it easier. iMessage, and this, like I said, I was an Android user for like fucking 6 or 7 years. iMessage trumps anything that Android fucking offers. Be a fucking man and just get an iPhone.
They did add
hashtag not ad.
They did add what? Not SMS is regular texting. I forget what it is, but I forget what it is. But now their pictures that come from Androids won't be all pixelated and stupid. So big win for the green text.
Oh, but what about the camera, dude? I had the iPhone camera fucking 6 years ago, dude. Like they don't even upgrade their fucking yet. Nobody gives a fuck.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm a big tech nerd. I built arcades forever. I had a whole emulation machine. I had a whole Plex server. Watch that vlog where I had to drill holes in it because I was hacked. But like a big tech guy. So I had Androids forever for a while because I would torrent movies to my phone or to my tablet. I had a Motorola Razr tablet. But yeah, it all got stupid fast when your apps crash for no reason. This iPhone, it's 2 years old. It's not a 16. It's 2 years old, and I don't know the last time I actually turned it off and then turned it back on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't rebooted it once. No issues. It's incredible stuff.
It's like a Toyota engine.
It's not an ad, but
Japanese, I should say Japanese.
Wouldn't mind if it was.
We were talking about that in Discord today about Japanese cars, man. Those things just go forever. They figured it out, man.
I drive an American car because I'm not a trader bitch. What about you?
Well, I regret my decision.
Oh, a German vehicle.
Yeah, I have a German. I'm a grown-ass man. I drive a manual, and I went from driving Japanese
I can drive stick. You know that as well. I drove your fucking
cool,
little
Angelo. This was my story.
Well,
I drove Japanese clutches my whole life until I got this Volkswagen, and the German clutch is fucking ass. It's fucking terrible. If you've never driven a Japanese manual, which it's hard to find anymore, but get a fucking Toyota or a fucking Honda, or those things are fucking butter compared to this piece of shit. But I've gotten used to it. It's a good car. I like the car, but
I drove it. I liked it. It was smooth.
You said you can ride a stick? Sean Shelby says I can.
I said drive.
Can somebody rewind that and confirm that?
I said drive a stick. My first car ever was stick. I can drive a stick. Oops. Okay. Let's move on.